What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? So, we have some major breaking news. Wanted to give you guys an update on all the latest stuff going on. What's going on, Ross? Good to see you. Kinkoi, how's it going? Tammy, Diva's mom, Teresa, D Mouth, Elaine Kissinger, Gene W, Joseph V 2.5, Ingrid Stewart. How's everyone doing? MC, good to see you. Homesteading, thanks for the updates on the fire. Thanks to all the moderators for showing up. I appreciate it. So I'm going to give you guys an update on all the latest that I have, but I'm just going to give it another minute or so for everybody to join in to the stream, for everyone to get the notification. But we had Skymaster messages broadcasted yesterday, all morning, all afternoon. So U.S. nuclear forces are on very high alert for some reason. Why, I'm not exactly sure. Could be because of Russia, could be because of Iran, North Korea. It's really hard to say. But we had Skymaster messages broadcasted by the dozens yesterday, starting very early in the morning at like 0300 Eastern time. And they were going basically all morning long through the afternoon yesterday. Probably we counted here on this channel over 100 Skymaster messages and EAMs yesterday. Okay, over 100 Skymaster messages and EAMs. Okay, that should really concern people. Just to give you a comparison of how serious that is, when Prigozhin made his rebellion, there was probably about 60 or so EAMs the day before that. Prigozhin, you know, the leader of the Wagner group, the Russian guy, the bald Russian guy that was leading the private military group that was fighting in Bakhmut, and he led the rebellion. There were probably about 60 messages that the day before that happened, and we were covering that live, just like we always cover all these events live. But yesterday we had 101 or 102 EAMs and Skymaster messages, okay? And nobody's talking about it on social media. No YouTubers are really talking about it. People are heavily focused on the wildfire in LA, which I'm going to give you guys an update on the latest. Very serious situation in LA. That wildfire has the potential to completely cut the power to LA, okay? And the National Guard is now being deployed. We already have military police with MRAPs and armored vehicles, Humvees and MRAPs, okay, being deployed to LA. Okay, why that is, you would think it's because of looting, but I don't think it's because of looting. I could be, I mean, civil unrest, whatever, you know, because of, you know, everything going on with the fire, but maybe they're going to use this fire as an excuse to declare martial law, confiscate firearms, which in California, people don't really have many firearms to begin with, but they're going to confiscate whatever's left of them. That's what they did in New Orleans, guys. During Hurricane Katrina, they confiscated all the firearms, okay? And the National Guard was sent into New Orleans and the surrounding areas to go door to door and take people's firearms. And there were literally shootouts. You know, the National Guard was literally getting into shootouts with people who did not want to give up their guns. They actually shot and killed people. They were given orders to shoot to kill. If people don't give up their firearms, they had the right to kill you, okay, if you didn't give up your gun. and there were firefights breaking out between National Guard and just ordinary Americans that didn't want to give up their guns. And maybe they're going to do that now, you know. Why would you need all these MRAPs and military police? You know, the fire hasn't even affected LA really much, except the outskirts, you know, Hollywood and Malibu and those very wealthy areas. It hasn't even affected downtown LA, but they're already gearing up for this, which is very suspicious in my opinion. It's almost like this whole thing was planned out. Notice how it happens right before Trump is about to get inaugurated. I mean, literally just 10 days before Trump's inauguration, suddenly this massive wildfire starts that's threatening the second or third largest city in the country. Okay, if you look at the LA area, you're talking about 5 million people that live, or more actually. I think probably more than that, because I think the population of LA is like 5 million, and then if you consider the suburbs, that's several more million, you know. So you're looking at a massive amount of people that are in the line of fire of this fire, okay? And now suddenly they're deploying you know, military police with MRAPs and all kinds of heavy hardware, okay? Armored vehicles. You know, is this going to be like Katrina 2.0? You know, this fire could cut off the power supply to the whole city. Could you imagine if all of LA goes dark? You know, that would be like, you know, like a prepping movie, you know, like some of these prepping movies. They just had that movie Homestead come out. It would be like a prepping movie, but it would be in real life, okay? I mean, these fires are basically encircling LA. And I'm going to show you exactly where all the fires are, but they're basically encircling LA, and that's where all the high voltage transmission lines are. Okay, all the power that goes into the city goes through those high voltage transmission lines, and then you have substations and things like that that could potentially go down because of the fires, and that could cut off communications, electricity. You know, the whole city could possibly go dark if these fires continue to spread. And as far as I know, tonight it's still very windy. The next couple of days they're talking about 20 to 30 mile per hour winds every single day, with no rain in the forecast, at least for the next 7 days. I haven't seen any rain in the forecast the next couple of days. Okay, so it's not looking good. It's basically uncontrollable. The fire is uncontrollable at this point. I mean, they can dump fire retardant, they can build fire breaks, but the area is so massive and so hilly. The terrain is so steep, it's not going to be easy for them to get bulldozers into these areas and just start bulldozing, you know, nearly vertical cliffs, you know, and clear out massive fire breaks, okay? It's not going to be easy. It's not like it's just a flat ground where they can just get those dozers in and just start clearing out areas and making fire breaks. It's not going to be that easy due to the terrain and how quickly the fire is spreading, you know. So that's very serious, but not many people are talking about the Skymaster messages yesterday. Like I said, over 100 Skymaster messages and EAMs, okay, yesterday, which should be extremely concerning to everybody. And, you know, nobody's really been talking about it, so I want to just update you guys on everything. Let me just switch my screen here. Stand by 1 minute. And actually today we had a bunch of emergency action messages. I think we had like over 30 emergency action messages today. So the emergency action messages are still being broadcasted. Okay, if the threat was no longer there, they wouldn't have broadcasted like 30 messages today. So we had over 100 EAMs and Skymasters yesterday. Today we had like 30 EAMs or so, which is elevated. That's high as well. If the threat was gone, or if this was just like an exercise, like many people are claiming these are all just exercises, then today would have probably been quiet. We wouldn't have had like 30 EAMs today. Okay, so that means the threat is still there. Something is going on. I don't know what it is exactly. Okay, it's possible. If you watch my update from yesterday, I go into more details, but basically, when these Skymaster messages were being broadcasted, we had reconnaissance planes in the northern tier of the U.S. and in the Midwest that were flying east to west, and these reconnaissance planes have side-looking radars. Okay, so the radars are pointed to the sides of the plane. So if they're flying east to west, that means that the radars are actually oriented north to south. And there were like probably 4 or 5 of these. There was like one flying over Michigan and Wisconsin, this massive, back and forth loop, okay, from like Detroit area all the way to like southern Wisconsin, back and forth while these Skymasters were going off. Then we had 2 flying over Nebraska, and they were going kind of like northeast to southwest, which suggests that their radars were pointed like towards British Columbia and Alaska. And then we had several refuelers over New England, which is pretty rare, and they were also doing loops over New England. Okay, so they were basically looking up to the north for some reason. Okay, they were looking up to the north with their recon planes, and then at the same time, dozens and dozens of Skymaster messages. And what's concerning is that a lot of the Skymaster messages were very weak. They were hard to hear. I have my own radio system here at the compound that I set up a few months back, and it pretty much picks up anything except transmissions that are coming from like the Pacific region. It doesn't really pick those up, but for the most part, anything in like Europe or the Atlantic, my radio will pick it up, and my radio was barely picking up these EAMs and the Skymaster messages yesterday. And then also I was using internet-based radios, and I had different stations. I had, I was monitoring all over the world with different radio stations to see where these Skymasters were coming from based on how clear the transmissions are, because the clearer the transmission is, that means the antenna, the receiver, the radio station is closer to the transmission source, right? So I had some radio stations on the west coast of the U.S. I had some radio stations in the southern U.S. I had some in Europe, and pretty much all of them, you could barely hear the Skymasters. Some of them came through clear, but I would say probably at least half to 2/3 or even 3/4 of them were barely heard. And so if we counted, let's say 100 Skymaster messages plus EAMs, and that was only like a sliver, like the top of the iceberg of what they were actually transmitting that, we could not actually hear for whatever reason. Maybe they were, somewhere deep in the Atlantic Ocean, or, whatever the situation was, and we couldn't pick them up. So that means they could have been easily transmitting double the number of what we actually heard. Okay, so this would potentially be like, in my opinion, what happened yesterday was as intense as Culinary Night. Okay, if you guys remember Culinary Night, that was back in April of last year. We were literally listening to the U.S. nuclear forces arming, apparently what I think were AGM-86 air-launched cruise missiles, B-52s, that potentially were conventional, and they were getting ready to strike Iran with them. And then for some reason they called them off at the last minute. But we were listening for 8 hours nonstop, these messages, okay? So I think what happened yesterday was as intense as as Culinary Night with the Skymaster messages. It's just that Culinary Night was like an offensive situation, okay? Because Culinary Night, we were getting ready to attack Iran. We were arming B-52s, the AGM-86 cruise missiles, which are part of our nuclear arsenal. They might have been conventional. They could have been nuclear. We don't know. We'll probably never know. Okay, I'm probably going to file a Freedom of Information Act for that event. I still have to do that. I was going to do it. I just didn't get a chance. But that was like more offensive, where we were planning to strike Iran. That was right after, if you remember, that was like in the days after Iran launched that big missile strike on Israel. That was like several days after. So, you know, we were getting ready to basically strike Iran in a massive way with B-52s and air-launched cruise missiles. And then for whatever reason, we called them back and canceled. Okay, but we were listening to the arming codes being transmitted and the nuclear forces getting their missiles ready in case things were to escalate after the strike. We were hearing not just the B-52s themselves being armed, but we were also hearing codes going out to the missile silos to arm to basically be on standby in the silos, okay, our Minutemans, in case things were to escalate after the strike. And then everything was canceled, I think, and called off at the last minute. And that was very intense. Yesterday, I would say equal intensity. It's just that we didn't hear a lot of the transmissions, and there wasn't really like anything specific going on in the world at the time. Like, you know, with the Culinary Night, we knew that Iran and Israel were about to do something, and, you know, that whole situation happened. So we were kind of on edge already, and we knew kind of like where to look, you know. But last night or yesterday, we don't really know what triggered it, okay? And it's definitely not an exercise. They do not do exercises on primary nuclear war frequencies. That would be like doing an exercise on 911, okay? If your local police department or your local fire department or whatever emergency services, if they were doing exercises on 911, could you imagine what would happen? Okay, people would be getting heart attacks, and they would not get help right away because the 911 system would be clogged up with this exercise, the radio traffic from this exercise, right? So that's the same thing in the U.S. They cannot do exercises on primary nuclear frequencies. Those have to stay open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, okay? Because nuclear war can happen at any time. And if we are attacked by nuclear weapons, it's going to be a complete surprise. There's not going to be like a slow escalation or anything. It's going to be a total surprise attack, a full-on launch, okay? Because that's really the only way that you can win theoretically in a nuclear war, is to get a surprise attack on your enemy, hit them before they can respond back, take out their nuclear arsenal so they have less weapons to strike back against you. Okay, and so the primary frequencies need to stay available in the event that, for whatever reason, Russia one day decides to launch randomly, or China or North Korea, okay? They cannot be clogged up by an exercise. So, and they have secondary frequencies that they can use for exercises, okay? So they do not need to do these types of exercises on primary frequencies because they can just use secondary ones. So anybody who tells you, oh, that was just an exercise, has no idea what they're talking about, okay? Unless the military explicitly states that there's some kind of an exercise ongoing, then maybe, okay? But there was no exercise ongoing for NORAD or STRATCOM yesterday, as far as I know, all right? So very serious situation, guys. Very, very serious. So yeah, culinary 2.0. Just it didn't seem as intense as culinary because we didn't actually, we weren't doing anything offensive. It was strictly defensive. Okay, we were yesterday. What we were basically doing is we were sending out four character blind transmissions. These are one-way messages that are instructions to different nuclear forces. Okay, typically it's like arming a missile. Okay, so yesterday we were potentially at DEFCON 2. Okay, I know people hate it when I talk about DEFCON numbers. Nobody knows the DEFCON number. I'm not saying I know for sure the DEFCON number, but in my opinion, and this is my channel, so I'm allowed to share my own opinions on my own channel. In my opinion, we were at DEFCON 2 yesterday, okay, for some reason. And we probably stepped back down from DEFCON 2 late last night. And we're probably at DEFCON 3 now, or like DEFCON 2.5, okay? But I think yesterday we were at DEFCON 2 based on what I was seeing. The recon planes looking up north towards Canada, which is the missile path from Russia. If ICBMs come from Russia, they're going to come over the North Pole. That's why we have the North Warning Line, which is like a series of like 50 radars in northern Canada and northern Alaska. And they're spaced out every couple miles. Okay, we have a whole warning system in Canada and Alaska for that purpose, okay, for missiles and bombers coming over the Arctic, okay? And so we had recon planes flying over the Great Lakes and Montana, Nebraska, doing these patterns that suggested that they were looking up to the north. So I don't know, what caused it yesterday, but nevertheless, there was some kind of a situation that caused us to go on red alert yesterday on DEFCON 2. Yes, I think we were at DEFCON 2, and I'm going to play a sample here of one of these one of these Skymaster messages, and this one here in particular is interesting because the 4-character message was Yankee Alpha Romeo Sierra, and if you spell that out, that comes out to be YARS, okay? And one of Russia's ICBMs, their newer ICBMs, is the RS-24 YARS, which is a road mobile ICBM that can carry several warheads, okay? So I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but that was one of the 4-character codes.
Skymaster. One message of 4 items follows. Stand by. Yankee, Alpha, Romeo, Sierra, for Indy 13. I say again, one message of 4 items follows. Stand by. Yankee, Alpha, Romeo, Sierra. Over. Is complete. One message of 4 items. This is ND13 out.
Okay, so that was probably one of the clearest messages that came through. You can clearly hear in the beginning, Skymaster.
Skymaster. One message of 4 items follows. Stand by. Yankee, Alpha, Romeo, Sierra, for Indy 13.
Okay, so those transmissions, these operators, they literally have cheat sheets written out. So when they're sitting wherever they are, in a plane or in a missile silo or in a radio station, they have like a cheat sheet of what to read out, what the codes are and the message, but typically they'll usually say Skymaster twice, and then they have different types of transmissions, but the 4-character messages are usually arming codes to arm the weapons, okay? So we were basically cocking the hammer and taking the safety off yesterday, and the only thing more higher priority then a Skymaster message is an emergency war order, which we've never heard on the radio, so I don't know what that sounds like, and I hope I never have to hear that, okay, because that's the order from the president, actually from the Pentagon. That's the order from the Pentagon to Stratcom to launch the missiles, okay? So the way things work in a nuclear war is that the president has what's known as the gold codes, and they're printed on what's known as the biscuit, which is like a little credit card, and he gets a new biscuit every day with new codes, okay? The gold codes are changed every single day, and the reason why is if, let's say, he dropped the biscuit on the ground, especially someone like Biden, okay, he's forgetful, imagine he lost his biscuit, while he was going to get ice cream, and the janitor at somewhere at the ice cream shop was sweeping the floor, and he picked up the gold codes, and he decided to try to prank call the Pentagon and call a nuclear strike. I mean, he wouldn't really know much with the codes themselves. He would need to there's other authentication measures, and then there would need to be strike options that would need to be selected. Okay, but the president authenticates himself with the gold codes, and the gold codes also include, some of the gold codes include strike options already. So like the major attack option, which is like the, launch everything, basically. That's the largest option, okay? Major attack option 1. That's the largest nuclear strike the U.S. can order, the president can order, and that's a full-scale attack on all of our enemies, especially Russia, but probably would hit also China and North Korea, Iran in this massive strike, basically launch all of our missiles, or half of them actually. The gold codes are the nuclear codes for the president. He would call the Pentagon. The Pentagon would pick up, and the Pentagon would then have to confirm that he is who he is. That this is the president. He's ordering this kind of strike, and then once it goes through, the Pentagon relays the info to Stratcom, and then the order goes out through the chain of command, and things are launched. But it's not like the president directly orders a strike. It has to go through the Pentagon first. So the defense secretary, which is the guy who actually confirms the order. So, even though the president has the sole authority to order nuclear strikes, what a lot of people don't know is that the defense secretary can actually, I don't know the legality of this, or, I'm not like a legal scholar or constitutional scholar or anything, but technically the defense secretary could choose not to carry out the strike, okay? Because the defense secretary is in charge of the Pentagon, so he has to actually confirm the order, okay? So he's like he's the guy who's actually saying, yep, this is the president, and you guys can launch the missiles, okay? So technically, the defense secretary could potentially not carry out the orders, or something could happen with that potentially. That's why picking a defense secretary is so important. It's not just, about, like military campaigns, like invasions and stuff like that. Picking a good, loyal defense secretary is critical, because they're the ones who confirm nuclear strikes, okay? So if your defense secretary is having friction with your president, that's not a good situation. If the president has to order a nuclear strike, and the defense secretary could say, well, no, I don't think that's a good idea, or I'm having cold feet. I don't want to be responsible for 50 million people dead in Russia, and the defense secretary could say, no, I don't want to do it, and then that could be a problem, because literally seconds matter in a nuclear war. Seconds matter. So any hesitation, any delays, anything like that, it's like the most intense thing that any human being could ever do in my opinion. More intense than getting into a firefight, okay, getting into a gunfight, more intense than anything else you can think of. I mean, literally, these decisions that are responsible for the lives of millions and millions of people have to be made within seconds. Okay, there can't be hesitation, nothing like that. But that's how it works. Let me share another Skymaster message with you from yesterday. Here we go. This one's a little bit quieter, so you're going to have to listen a little closely, but you can hear what I mean. Just a lot weaker than the last one.
Last calling station, this is Skymaster. 4 characters. Say again, message of 4 characters, over.
So you can hear him say Skymaster, message of 4 characters. And then you can hear a different voice, so this could be a separate Skymaster. Very hard to hear, okay, but you can hear a different voice and it's quieter. So I had my squelch open all the way. In order to hear this, I had to have my squelch open all the way. And even then, you can barely hear it.
Last calling station, this is Skymaster.
Last calling station, this is Skymaster, okay? So, very concerning. That was literally Skymaster himself, okay, the master. And here we have a nuclear war command and control plane that was airborne today. And what's interesting about this one is that it did this big loop here over the Midwest and the Appalachian Mountains. But then it went to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and was doing some touch and goes there, which Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is not really a common place for nuclear warplanes to go. And that's a very secret base. That's like the Area 51 of the East. That's where they actually took the Roswell UFO wreckage, if you believe that. If you believe that the Roswell crash was a UFO or whatever, they took the wreckage there. But it's a very, very secretive base. And a lot of times when these planes do these touch and goes, usually they're getting like updated information. So what they're doing is they're landing on the runway and then taking off, and there's sort of like a Bluetooth system that can transmit updated codes to them, and so they don't actually have to land and stop the plane and restart and take off again. They can just do these touch and goes, and then they beam out, through like sort of like Bluetooth. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a sort of like a like a or they could even get the info from the air traffic controller, and then they do those loops and then they take off again. So this plane being up in the air today, basically all evening, means that something was going on. Here you can see it doing the touch and goes over Wright-Patterson. And also last night and yesterday during the day, we heard during the Skymaster messages, there was this U.S. recon plane in the Yellow Sea, and you can see here it was looping off the coast of this peninsula. I don't know the name of this peninsula, okay, but it was looping right off the coast of this peninsula. So that's pretty unusual. for there to be a recon plane over there. Thank you, Andrea, for the updates in the chat. Really appreciate it. And Ross, thank you guys so much. I am listening for EAMs right now while I'm streaming, by the way. So if anything comes in, I'll definitely stop talking so you can hear the messages. But yeah, there was this recon plane in the Yellow Sea, which is not that common, and it was super close to the Chinese mainland. Look how close that thing was to China. That's, pretty close. That's what, 100 miles, 50 miles off the coast of China. I mean, that's pretty close and not too common. And then we have something going on tonight here in Taiwan and in Asia in general. If you look at the flight tracker, we have multiple E3 sentries off the coast of Okinawa. Look at this. Look at all these loops here. Multiple E3s, and look at this, guys. Look at all these loops they're doing off the coast of Okinawa. So I don't know if there's a threat to Okinawa, if there's like some Chinese military activity here, but we have multiple aerial refuelers and an AWACS plane right here off the coast of Okinawa, and then up here north of Taiwan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 aerial refuelers, or 4 aerial refuelers and 1 AWACS. And then also this sub hunter went to this area here just south of Taiwan. Okay, so just south of Taiwan, a P-8 Poseidon sub hunter was down there tonight as well. So something's going on over here. We also have a lot of recon over South Korea. So something's going on here in Asia tonight. Not sure exactly what, but lots of high priority reconnaissance. And yesterday we had more sub hunters off the coast of the Olympic Peninsula in Washington. The day before the Skymaster messages were broadcasted, we had a sub hunter go over here, and it was flying at only 500 feet above sea level, which is very low. They wouldn't fly that low unless there's something underwater. So there might be some kind of Chinese or Russian sub here off the coast of the Olympic Peninsula. And in this area, we have our Trident missile storage here in Bangor, Washington, or Bangor, Kitsap. That's where we have our Trident missile storage. So we store all of our, or most of our, ballistic missiles for our boomers, the nuclear armed subs. They're all stored over here in the Puget Sound. And so, this is the entrance to that area. So, if you're a Russian or a Chinese reconnaissance sub, you're going to want to stay close to here to keep an eye on the activity in this area to see what our nuclear posture is like. This is also where we keep 2/3 of our nuclear armed subs are in the Puget Sound as well. Our Ohio class subs, 2/3 of them are here. So they can sit here right off the coast of Washington, and they can monitor our subs going in and out, And in addition to that one, there was also a sub hunter off of Florida at the same time, and it was flying really low over here near, looks like right off the coast of Cape Canaveral, okay, not far from Cape Canaveral, and it was flying super low. So there could have been some kind of Russian sub or recon drone or something here, underwater drone. This is very unusual to see that, especially both at the same time. And then we had some more reconnaissance in the Eastern Mediterranean yesterday as well, patrolling Lebanon, Syria. Okay. Now the Ukrainians hit this oil facility or fuel facility for the Engels Air Base, which is in Russia. The Engels Air Base in Russia is like one of the main bomber bases in Russia, okay? And Ukraine hit that base, or right outside of that base, 2 nights in a row. They hit this fuel supply, and they took out the fuel supply. Look at all that fuel burning. That's just totally insane, okay? Look at that. They hit the fuel supply with drones, okay? So I'm sure Putin's not happy about that. Maybe that's the reason why we went to DEFCON 2 and we're broadcasting the Skymaster messages. But second night in a row, the Ukrainians hit this fuel supply right outside of Russia's main bomber base. And how do we know they didn't actually even hit the bomber base itself? You know, and we're just not being told about it. We're not being told the truth. Okay? So, very serious. And then right now, for some reason, we have multiple aerial refuelers that just took off from Fairchild Air Force Base. We have 3 aerial refuelers here. They just were scrambled for some reason tonight, and they did this big loop that's in Spokane. Here's a picture of the MPs that are being deployed to LA. Look at those MRAPs, guys, and the Humvees. Okay, they're being deployed to LA. You know, very suspicious. I'm suspicious of it. You know, hopefully it's just to do the right thing and deal with looters. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. And this is the 143rd. I forget which one this was. You can actually see it stamped here on the back of the MRAP. It says 143 MP, so it's like the 143rd Military Police. And then here's another picture. Okay, you can see that MRAP there. Okay, so they're literally deploying fully armed and heavily armored you know, military police to LA right now. Okay. So that's very unusual. I'm suspicious of it, like I said. And we already have some looting going on. Here we have video footage showing some looting, people taking advantage of the situation and looting houses that were evacuated. Okay. So these are people's houses, and you can see them taking TVs out, just looting like crazy. Okay, so there could be some very serious civil unrest during this whole situation, and that's the 143rd Military Police Company of the California National Guard. 143rd Military Police Company, California National Guard. Now, what's interesting is that State Farm canceled hundreds of fire insurance policies last summer in this area where the fire is going on right now in the Palisades. Okay, the State Farm canceled hundreds of fire insurance policies. The decision was influenced by financial considerations, including the rising costs associated with climate change and natural disasters and regulatory constraints on pricing risk. This left many residents, including the elderly, struggling to secure new insurance amid ongoing fires. So obviously the insurance companies were told about this. It seems like if they suddenly canceled insurance policies you know, last summer, okay, just a few months ago, somebody must have told them that they were going to do something. You know, they were gonna set the fires, you know, and they were told ahead of time. You know, just a conspiracy. There's no evidence of that, okay. But we know, like during 9/11, for example, you know, there was that whole thing with the insurance policy on the building, I believe it was, right? Was it like right before 9/11? There was this insurance policy that was canceled for the building, I believe it was, for one of the towers, like the realtor, the company that owned the building. I'm sure some of you guys in the chat know about that. Correct me if I'm wrong about the details, but same thing as 9/11, with the insurance. So just very sketchy situation. Okay. The owner bought a bigger policy. That's right. The owner bought a bigger policy. Dan Scott says, I live where State Farm headquarters are. Lots of news about that around here. Wow. Okay. So yeah, the owner, so that was in 9/11. The owner of the building expanded his coverage essentially right before that. And then here they just straight up canceled the insurance for all these houses. So, right, just like pre-existing conditions, right? So they must have known that something was going to go down. Here we have some video footage of arcing electrical wires. Okay, look at the wind. It's not just the fire, but the wind. The wind is knocking out the power. I don't know specifically where this was. This was somewhere in LA, close to where the fires are. And apparently this person tried to call 911 to report the arcing wires, and he got no response. He said he was on the phone for 45 minutes trying to call 911, and because 911 was so overwhelmed, nobody could answer. So for 45 minutes, he was trying to call 911. I mean, that's like something out of a movie, Could you imagine, seeing arcing like look outside your house. Imagine the power lines right next to your house were arcing like this, and you call 911 expecting an immediate response, and you're calling, and it's like the worst, calling the worst call center you could imagine, and no answer. I mean, that just tells you how serious the situation is. But this is basically like apocalyptic what's going on. And before I get more into the wildfires, I want to just cover some other news that's very important. So Lithuania is discussing the possibility of conscripting women into the army. Okay, I repeat, Lithuania is discussing the possibility of conscripting women into the Lithuanian army. So why does that matter? Well, that tells you that Lithuania is so afraid of being invaded by Russia and Belarus that they're thinking about conscripting women, okay? And why would you need to conscript women? Well, think about like Ukraine when they got invaded. They needed as many people in as short a period of time as possible. Okay, they had to draft, so many people, train them quickly, send them to the front lines. And in this situation, I would hope that they wouldn't send the women to the front line. My guess is that they want to be able to conscript women for like administrative duties, because when you're fighting a war, you have your front line and then you have your, your back line, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you have the soldiers on the front, but then you have everything to support them, logistics and everything else, and you need people to do that, right? So my guess is they probably want to be able to conscript women to fill, logistics roles and different important, like back end roles, in the event of an invasion. So that is pretty serious. Also, another thing was there was a RQ-4 Global Hawk, right? I think it was the day before Skymaster. I think it was the day before Skymaster or the day of. This RQ-4 went all the way up to Estonia. It took off from Sigonella, which is in the Mediterranean, and Sigonella's on the island of Sicily, and it flew all the way up to Estonia. It didn't stop anywhere. It went straight to Estonia, and it was doing loops in Estonia for like half a day, okay, along the border with Russia, and that's the second time they've done that in the last month. So that's something to be concerned about. Also, another bit of information with regards to Russia and stuff. Poland is closing their consulate in St. Petersburg, Russia. Okay, and they opened it 53 years ago. So after 53 years of being open, you know, through communist times, through the collapse of communism, collapse of the USSR, everything, Poland is now closing their consulate in St. Petersburg, Russia. Okay, that is a huge symbolic move. Okay, remember, St. Petersburg is Putin's hometown. So huge symbolic move there by Poland. So let me get back into the fire. I'm sure some of you guys have seen these pictures. This is like, I forget exactly where this was. I think this is near the Palisades fire. So this is like the fire closer to Hollywood and Malibu. I think this was over there somewhere. You can see this entire neighborhood just completely leveled, nothing left. Okay, and we were listening to the scanners last night here on the channel, and some of the scanners were just crazy. Like, this one fireman got dispatched to, he had to do a welfare check, and when the fireman got there, he called the dispatcher and said, I'm at this address, I'm here to do the welfare check, there's nobody here, the house is not here anymore. Okay, literally, he showed up to an address to check on the people there, and the house was gone. He literally said the house is gone. That's what he said. He said, nobody here, the house is gone. Okay, literally the whole house was just, you know, rubble and ashes. And just the stuff that you hear on the scanners is insane with this fire. After this stream is over, I'm going to restart and do 24/7 coverage of the fire, so you can stick around and listen to the scanners, and also the EAMs, potentially more Skymasters if they come in. So that'll be after this update. I'll restart the stream and we'll do 24/7 coverage with that. But the scanner traffic has just been like unbelievable, the things that you hear. I mean, just every minute a call to the 911 center, you know, of houses on fire. I mean, the dispatchers are literally calling out to the firemen, we got a structure on fire, and it's like every 30 seconds another one, structure fire here, structure fire there, house on fire here, house on fire there. It's a lot worse than what the media is showing. They're not showing you everything. I mean, this is just completely out of control. This fire is not going to be contained anytime soon. Like I said, building those fire breaks is going to be difficult due to the terrain. You know, very steep terrain over there. You're not going to get bulldozers up vertical cliffs. And then here we have a picture of all the people evacuating from Hollywood. This was last night. You see all the red lines here. Okay, those red lines are lines of traffic. Okay, millions, or not millions, but whatever, 500,000, hundreds of thousands of people evacuating from Hollywood area. Okay, just lines and lines of cars here. Okay, clogging everything up. And, you know, mandatory evacuations underway, air quality alerts all over the place. I just heard that there were some more mandatory evacuations that they were spreading to other areas now. The fire is continuing to spread, and then here's a video of this reporter here showing the evacuation from Hollywood. This was last night, okay?
LAPD, about 4 different cars just pulled up about 5 minutes ago to try to alleviate some of this gridlock coming down from the Hollywood Hills and from Runyon Canyon out into La Brea and on Franklin over to Highland, because the issue is right now, as people are evacuating, there's not enough room for all these cars to go. You see it behind me going up the street here. That's why we got a couple police officers really just trying to direct traffic to get them to come down the street. We're standing safely in the street right now because no one is moving. And we turn around here, Will, this is Franklin right now, and you're looking right down La Brea with all the red lights. Those are people trying to get away from the fire as far away.
Look at that, guys. Look at all those cars. It looks totally insane. Look at that. It's like something out of a movie. I mean, it's like a Hollywood disaster movie. Remember what's that movie with Pierce Brosnan? You know, that the volcano movie where the volcano threatens the city, and Pierce Brosnan is like a volcanologist, and he's trying to warn everybody, and nobody's listening to him. That was an awesome like '90s movie. So just totally insane.
As far away as possible. Now, keep in mind, just about 10 minutes ago when we spoke with you, we were physically on Franklin, maybe 4 or 5 blocks in that direction towards Highland. That was jam-packed going that direction as well. Folks here trying to get out really any way they can because of the evacuation we see over and over again. Check out behind me, guys with backpacks, with duffel bags, with suitcases. They're trying to get out of town. Some people, whether they're leaving hotels or leaving apartment buildings.
So this is literally a bug out situation. Okay, this is another reason why you need a bug out bag. Okay, especially if you live in a city. If you live in a city, you need a bug out bag for sure. 100% city or suburbs, you should have a bug out bag because you're not going to be able to get out by vehicle. Okay, this is one reason why we prep. It's not just for nuclear war or whatever, you know, societal collapse, you know, stuff like this, natural disasters, or, you know, natural disasters that were started by man, which it seems like this one might have been. You know, you don't want to be stuck in this kind of traffic here. You're not going to go anywhere. Okay, so you got to have your bug out bag. And here's a picture from one of the cameras overlooking Los Angeles, and this was taken last night when we were monitoring everything. And you can see over here all of these radio towers. Look at all those radio towers, and this is right on the hill. This is near the Mount Wilson Observatory, and Mount Wilson is now, I believe, under threat. That they may potentially, the observatory on Mount Wilson may get burned down too, and you know, which is a massive observatory. But all these radio towers, you can see where the towers are, and then you can see the flames like right next to the tower. You can see these bright flames there right next to these towers, and I'm hearing that, you know, the news is coming out that these towers were already overtaken by the fire and destroyed. So that's going to take out all the shortwave communications for that area, for the firemen and everything else. So, you know, very serious situation, guys. Totally insane. And let me just show you the latest satellite map here from the NASA satellite that shows where the fires are. It doesn't look like they really updated it much, but you can see that there's one fire here that they call the Hearst Fire near Santa Clarita. And what's going on? Donald Hout. Donald Hout is in the house. Everybody say hello to Donald Hout. He's a good friend of mine and supporter of the channel. I hope you're doing well, Donald. Donald says we're really living in the end times right now, and like in the book of Revelation in the Holy Bible. Yeah, Dante's Peak. That's right, Dante's Peak. That's the name of it. Ross Niderman is saying gas company needed at 1800 Palisades Drive in the Palisades for multiple gas leaks. Wow, Santa Clarita is the vampire capital of the world? I didn't know that. Interesting. So, you know, numerous. So you got this fire here that's spreading. Okay. You have this fire. This is the one that took down the Mount. You can see it's over. It's already, Mount Wilson is done. All the communications have been taken out. So the fire is spreading into the Sierra Madres. You know what kind of pollution that's going to cause? Air quality. If this fire spreads like I mean, it's going to be a massive, very sad situation to see all this beautiful wilderness burn down. You know, the Sierra Madres, all these beautiful mountains going to be just burned. But, you know, you can see here Mount Wilson is covered in red. Okay, the red is satellite detected fires. And you can see these fires are right over Mount Wilson. So, yeah, here's Mount Wilson right there, the observatory. So the observatory is burned down. It's done. The Mount Wilson Observatory is done. The communications towers are done. Okay. So, you know, this thing is just out of control. They're not updating this map because they don't want people to see how bad it is. It hasn't really been updated since yesterday, but I'll show you something concerning that, you know, they can try to hide it, but you can't completely hide it. If you know how to look for stuff, you can find the things you're looking for. Here you can see the fires already encroaching on Malibu. Okay, the Pacific Coast Highway is just completely burned down. Here's Malibu right here, Pepperdine University. I mean, you know, this fire is just, you know, what is that? Looks like a mile away from Pepperdine University. Let me see here. .3 miles from Pepperdine University, the fire, and it's already hitting Malibu. It's already in Malibu. It's probably in Malibu by now, because this map is not updated regularly. It's like once a day that they update it. They probably updated it, you know, 6 or 10 hours ago, and this fire is probably already working its way through Malibu right now as we speak. Okay, but this fire is threatening, you know, Universal Studios, the Griffith Observatory. Some of you guys probably know what that is. I went there when I was a kid. There's fires over here that the map is not showing. Look, the map is not showing all the fires here in this area near Griffith, okay, near West Hollywood, Beverly Hills. The map's not showing it here. But this should all be red here because there's fires all in this area. And the fires could threaten the Griffith Observatory, the famous observatory that overlooks L.A., downtown L.A. You got, you know, Universal Studios here, the Hollywood signs, the Hollywood Hills. So, I mean, it's going to be so crazy to see the Hollywood sign get burned down. It's going to be like something out of a movie. But I think it could happen. We could see it. We could see the Hollywood sign covered in flames in the coming days. So, you know, yes, Rez, I can play that video. Yes, I can do that, definitely. David Fariello, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it, and no problem. Glad you find my coverage useful. Yeah, these are official maps from NASA. These are firefighting maps. These are maps from the U.S. Forest Service and NASA. So NASA has satellites and they can detect heat. You know, they have thermal satellites, which they also use for detecting missile launches from Russia in a nuclear war. But, you know, these satellites can detect heat like to a real detailed level. And the Forest Service uses them to detect forest fires. But, you know, I think they're hiding some of this. I don't think this is true. But what's interesting is the fires are spreading here. You can see Santa Monica, Wilshire Boulevard. These houses here are burning. That might have been that picture I showed you earlier, but you know, these are already the suburbs of LA. They're already on fire now. And then Beverly Hills is right here. All those, you know, Hunter Biden's house got burned to the ground. All these multimillionaires and billionaires, you know, all the Hollywood actors and stuff, their houses are all over here, and they could potentially all get burned down. You know, so But they don't want it. They don't want you to know that, you know. But what's interesting, so let me show you an indication that's concerning to me when I saw this. So what you're looking at here is the live flight tracker, and you can see where the focus of these California Department of Forestry Sikorsky Firehawks, Sikorsky S-70 Firehawks, these are firefighting planes, or firefighting helicopters. Sounds like an EAM is coming through. Hang on. Sounds like an EAM may be coming through soon. Hold on one sec, guys. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything with the EAMs. Sounded like the microphone was about to open up. That's weird. Anyway, so let me just finish this here. So you can see where these California Department of Forestry helicopters are focusing their energy. Okay, the fire is down here, okay, closer to the coast. So, but they're flying on the back side of where the fire is, near, what is that, Santa Maria and, you know, Calabasas Hills. Okay, so the back side of this mountain range, the Santa Monica Mountains, they're on the back side of it. They're even flying over here. There was one helicopter flying over here, a firefighting helicopter flying over here in this open space preserve area, which is, you know, if you look at the fire map, it's in a completely different area than where the fire is. Okay, so you see where the fire is? Look, take a mental picture, okay? You know, take a picture with your mind. And now if we look at where the Firehawks are, they're in a completely different area, which suggests that the fire is spreading to other areas. Okay, here's where the actual fire is as detected by the satellite. And then here's where the firefighting helicopters, they're even doing these loops over here in a completely different area than where the fire is supposed to be. You know, already on the back side of this mountain range here, they're on the back side of it, and the fire is on the seaside, and they're already up in the back of it, you know, near this big urban area here. I don't know what that is. I don't really know California too well, but they're on the back side of it near Calabasas. So here's where the fire is, and then here's where the firefighting helicopters are. And then this one over here, right near Calabasas, is very strange. I mean, the satellite's not showing any fires there at all. Okay, there's one fire here. Looks like some kind of landfill. There's a fire at a landfill there, Calabasas landfill. But up here is where the Bell Canyon, it looks like, Bell Canyon. There's no fire here based on the satellite. And then if we go here, you can see a firefighting helicopter was flying there for a while. I mean, he was doing multiple passes here, okay, by the Bell Canyon area. And then look at all these fire. They're still up in the air right now. Look at that. This is not on the fire map. So the fire is spreading to new areas. This is coming from Mount Wilson. So this area has been overtaken by the fire. This was last night. We were monitoring this last night, and you can see the flames were getting close to the observatory here. You can see the domes and where the fire is in relation to those domes. And so this area has been overtaken already by the fire. We don't know the status of these observatories here, what, you know, damage was caused, if any. And so we know that there's also a chlorine gas facility under threat in this area. So there's those two fires. You have the Eaton fire and then the Palisades fire, which is the one we were just looking at. The one near Mount Wilson is the Eaton fire, and there's like a chlorine gas facility there under threat. We're hearing that Biden canceled a trip to Italy to focus on the LA wildfire. This was last night, so you could see last night where they were flying right over Griffith Observatory and then right over the Hollywood Hills. These are Los Angeles Fire, helicopters with the Los Angeles Fire Department. Look at the loops. They were doing like hundreds of loops here, right near the Hollywood Walk of Fame, right near the Hollywood Hills, West Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard. They were doing loops here for hours, okay? And then over here by the Griffith Observatory as well. So they could have just been, seeing where the fire is and stuff like that, but obviously they're concerned about this area. There could be already fires spreading in this area, and they're flying in that area now. And then here's a closer look. They were flying right over Hollywood, okay? Literally flying right over Hollywood. So, I mean, this is so surreal. It's like something out of a movie. And then here's another bunch of helicopters flying over Malibu. This was last night, okay, flying over Malibu. And then we have this video showing C-130 dropping fire retardant. And you can see the winds were so strong that the C-130 was like, just dancing around. You'll see. I'm going to play it for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep, he's dropping the spot smoke. So that's where the guys go. There he is. There he is. Yep, look, there you go. Spotter. Here he comes.
You'll see when he releases the fire retardant how strong the winds are. The winds blow the plane, and you can see the fire retardant getting blown by the wind. You can see, watch this, how the plane gets blown by the wind. Watch.
Oh my God, the wind.
Look at the wind taking.
The wind literally blew the whole plane sideways. Look.
Oh my God, the wind.
Look at the wind taking.
Oh my God, the wind.
Look at the wind taking.
So hopefully they'll be able to get more of these C-130s over there. But even, if we sent every C-130 we have in the military with fire retardant, even that probably wouldn't put the fire out. Here's another picture from the Palisades fire. You can see all the flames everywhere. Look at that. I mean, it looks like a volcano. There's another comm site here. You can see this looks like a radar facility here, or some kind of it looks like a radar or some kind of a repeater right next to the flames. So a lot of important communications sites are going to be taken out because all the communication sites are in these hills. It makes sense to have your towers up in the hills. Here's another picture. You can see everything on fire there. And this is coming from an area near the Palisades fire. We were watching this camera the last 2 days, and this camera has gone offline since January 8th at 13:35 Eastern Pacific time. So this camera's been offline for a day and a half, and you can see right before this was the last picture that the camera transmitted, and you can see the fire. I mean, you can see the camera's like covered in debris or melting or whatever. So this camera's down. This whole station is down. Very, very crazy situation. Viper says C-130s in Japan are doing tactical flying. Interesting. Maybe China's about to invade Taiwan. Maybe that's why they have all those aerial refuelers up tonight. And the South Korean president has apparently barricaded himself into his residence. Apparently, they're going to try to arrest him again. The pro-China government now that's in South Korea is going to try to arrest him. Last time they tried to do it, his bodyguards, his Secret Service basically prevented him from getting arrested. So they're trying to arrest him again. If you remember, he was a very pro-America, pro-West president there in South Korea. He was a conservative too, so he pissed off a lot of people, obviously, and now they want to arrest him for some bogus charges related to the martial law that he declared. So potentially serious situation in South Korea. I mean, it looks like possibly China's trying to do what Russia did in Ukraine, install these puppets like they did in Ukraine for 15 years. They had these puppets. They had Yanukovych or whatever. There was some others there, but lots of puppets in Ukraine, and looks like China's trying to do the same thing in South Korea. So we have to keep an eye on that. And France, Germany, and Poland are planning a trip to the U.S. after Trump's inauguration. Or the leaders of France, Germany, and Poland are planning a trip to the U.S. At the last Ramstein defense ministers meeting before Trump takes office, a defense capability plan for Ukraine through 2027 will be outlined. And Trump's special representative for Ukraine and Russia, Keith Kellogg, he's a former general, said his goal is to try to find a solution to end the war within the first 100 days of Trump's inauguration. And Turkey may launch a military operation in Syria against Kurdish groups soon. And the Polish government adopted a resolution today, or on Thursday, vowing to ensure the free and safe participation of the highest representatives of Israel, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So this is for the 80th anniversary of the Auschwitz, liberation of Auschwitz later this month, okay? So the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, Poland is going to allow top representatives of Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu himself to fly to Poland without fear of being arrested or any BS like that. Because as you guys know, Netanyahu now has a arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court, so he can't travel basically anywhere for fear of arrest, So Poland is saying we'll allow him to come here without being arrested to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. So hats off to Poland. And Poland is actually going to be having presidential elections in May. On May the 18th of this year, Poland will have a presidential election, which is going to be important because Poland is a frontline country. They're right on the border of Russia and Belarus, and they're right next to Ukraine. All NATO weapons that go to Ukraine flow through Poland. If it wasn't for Poland, Ukraine would not get any weapons at all, okay? Because all the weapons flow into Poland first, and then they go to Ukraine. So if Poland said, no, we don't want to participate in that anymore, that would be a big issue for Ukraine. They'd have to go through Romania or Slovakia or some other country, and it wouldn't be as convenient, okay, because of the road infrastructure and the military bases. There just happens to be a lot of infrastructure, roads and airports and stuff close to the Ukrainian border in Poland that makes it very convenient, okay? But the Polish government right now is run by a conservative president. So the president is a conservative. He's anti-EU. He doesn't really want Poland to be like too integrated with the EU. He's a social conservative. Poland in recent years, they passed the strongest anti-abortion law in all of Europe. Basically, it's illegal to get an abortion in Poland unless there's a threat to the life of the mother or for rape and incest. Okay, so Poland has the toughest abortion laws in Europe. And now, though, what happened recently, like halfway through the Ukraine war, the government changed. So the Polish president is still conservative, but the legislature became liberal. Okay, so it's a divided government now. So the Liberal Party took control of Poland after the Conservative Party had control for like 10 years. The Liberal Party took back control like a year or two ago. And so this presidential election is going to be critical for Poland, because if Poland elects a liberal president, then Poland's going to become more liberal, more like France and all that. But if they elect another conservative, then Poland's going to stay kind of the way it has been, which is like a refuge for conservatives and Christians in Europe, So that's something close to watch. That's something to watch closely. So we also have this massive winter storm. Stacy Michaels, thank you for the gifted memberships. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a good Thursday night. We also have a massive winter storm right now brewing over the U.S. Multiple states under winter storm warnings. Okay. So we have another massive storm in the southern states, which could cause problems. Yeah, Jack the Reaper, Poland will stay conservative. I hope, I hope. Because if the government is liberal, so if the president becomes liberal, then that's not going to be good. Because then they're going to be able to pass all kinds of laws and stuff. And Poland will change completely, So... no problem, skateboards official. No problem at all. Freezing rain right now in East Texas. Snowing in North Texas. Okay. So yeah, look at all these winter weather advisories here. All of North Texas is under winter weather advisory, and then winter storm warnings for the Panhandle. Northeast Texas, winter storm warnings. Eastern Oklahoma, winter storm warnings. Pretty much all of Arkansas, winter storm warnings. Southern Missouri and the Ozarks, winter storm warnings. Southern Illinois, southern Indiana, winter storm warnings. Most of Kentucky, all of Tennessee, winter storm warning. Northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northern Georgia, northern South Carolina. Look at North Carolina, how much snow they're expecting. Look at all the winter storm warnings in North Carolina. Absolutely insane. All of North Carolina, with the except of the coast, Okay, and then Southern Virginia, West Virginia, winter weather advisories, Ohio, winter weather advisories. But, man, North Carolina, it's just totally insane. Let's see what they're saying here. Winter storm warning. Let's see what they're saying. Some of these areas here. What kind of forecast they have. Supposed to start at 1 p.m. this afternoon for central North Carolina through 10 a.m. Saturday. 3 inches of snow and ice up to 0.2 of an inch. So that's not a lot. That's 3 inches of snow, but 1/4 of an inch of ice. So it looks like more ice than snow. I'm sure the mountains of North Carolina are going to be absolutely hammered. You know, like if we go up into the Smokies here, I'm sure they're going to get ridiculous snow. 2 to 8 inches over there, and around 1/4 of an inch of ice. So that's not terrible either. So it doesn't look like a monster storm. It looks like, you know, maybe 3 to 6 inches in most areas. Obviously, some areas may get more, like the really high mountains here. Actually, some areas they're showing even 8 to 12 inches in the high mountains, and then even 12 to 18 in some areas. So let's just check some other areas here. See what they're saying for Kentucky. Say most of Kentucky's going to get like 6 inches of snow. A widespread area of 3 to 6 inches, with a little bit more in southwest Kentucky. So pretty good amount of snow. So lots of ice, lots of snow. You can see the radar here in Mississippi. Some precipitation coming in. But that's all the news I have. Wanted to just update you guys on some of the latest. I wanted to do it in a live stream because just so much information. So Hunter's gonna have to move in with daddy and stepmommy. That's funny. I'd rather have snow than fire. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it doesn't matter how good your truck or your tires are. It doesn't matter. Yeah, ice is ice. You know, they sell these tires like 3-peak snowflake rated tires. You know, that's just a sales gimmick. You know, there's no tire that's going to make you drive on ice as good as on asphalt, you know. Even tire chains, even you know, the studded tires, you know, even studded tires you'll slide. Tire chains are the best, but you know, you're not going to drive most of the time with tire chains unless you're going off road. Even tire chains you can slide, you know. You know, I have a lot of winter driving experience. I've driven on ice many times, and it's absolutely terrifying. I'll tell you guys some quick stories. Most recently, like 2 years ago, the bear hunting season in Pennsylvania opens the weekend before Thanksgiving, and usually like that time of year in Pennsylvania, especially where I am, like northern Pennsylvania, there's always like some snow or ice. And for the opening day of the bear season, there was just like a sheet of ice everywhere. The road was like covered in an inch of ice. I'm not even lying to you. Like the road that I was driving on to get to my hunting spot on the morning of the season, the opening day of the season, there was like an inch of ice, solid ice on the road. And I mean, it was terrifying. I couldn't go more than 5 miles an hour. Luckily the road was like mostly flat where I was. There was like some ditches and stuff, but it wasn't like on the side of a mountain. It was kind of in a plateau area, but further down there was a very steep mountain sides. But it was so icy I could not go more than 5 miles an hour. And I remember it was so bad they had to shut the road down. And when I went to step out of my car, I mean, I couldn't even step out of my car. As soon as I put my foot down, I was sliding. It was hard to get out of my car. I was sliding, you know, just walking down the road, let alone driving. But, you know, that was crazy. And then I had one time in Montana, I was driving in eastern Montana, and I was going like 60 miles an hour up this hill. It was, you know, 55 mile an hour speed limit, so I wasn't, you know, going faster than the speed limit or anything. And it was, you know, dry pavement. The pavement was dry. There was no snow. It was sunny. But what happened was I got to the top of this hill, and on the other side of the, like the crest of the hill that you can't, you know, when you're going up a hill, you can't see the other side. When I was going over the crest of the hill, and on the other side of the hill, there was like a massive like sheet of ice. Like the whole road was like it was like an inch of ice, you know, the whole road was covered, and it was just one section, you know, maybe like 50 yards wide, you know, just covering that one piece, the whole road. And imagine hitting that, you know, going 60 miles an hour. I just immediately skid, you know, slid out, and I was fishtailing, and I had to recover. Thank God, you know, I was able to recover, and I was fine. But it was terrifying, you know, spinning out on ice, like solid ice at 60 miles an hour in the middle of nowhere in Montana. I mean, I was actually in the middle of a Indian reservation where literally you're not supposed to stop. You know, you can't even pull over on the side of the road because they can the Indian police can arrest you, and there's all kinds of, you know, meth heads everywhere that can like shoot you and kill you. And I was just, you know, no cell signal anywhere. There was zero cell signal, and I was 100 miles away from the nearest American town. Okay, basically these Indian reservations are like foreign countries. You know, when you drive through them, it's like a foreign country. You know, you can't stop. You know, it's no joke. And so I skid out. And what happened was, the reason why there was ice was because there was shade from there was like a little cliff on the left side, and so the cliff was blocking the sun, so the patch of ice was like in a shady spot. It was on the north side of that cliff, you know. So the sun in the winter, because it's so low, you know, that's one thing you got to watch out for. If you live in like hilly terrain, anywhere where there's hills or mountains, you got to really be paying attention to northern facing areas, because you could be driving on a south facing slope and there could be zero ice, zero snow, and then you drive over the same mountain on the north side and there could be 6 inches of snow and solid ice underneath it, you know. So that's one thing you got to watch out for, is north facing slopes, and also like deep canyons, deep ravines where the sun doesn't really go in there much throughout the day in the winter. Those types of areas are going to have ice and snow when surrounding areas are not, and the snow is going to be deeper and stuff, and you're probably going to have a lot more ice on the road, because what happens is, you know, you may have a day where the temperature rises maybe just 2-3 degrees above freezing, and then it just refreezes. And because, you know, it's in a deep gorge or like a ravine, the sun doesn't come out enough to like fully thaw out and dry the road. You know, it just maybe warms it up just a little bit of sun gets in there, warms up the snow, and then, you know, that could be from like, you know, noon till 2 p.m. and then the sun starts going down, so then everything just refreezes again. And it'll do that for several days. It could thaw out for 1 or 2 hours, then refreeze, then the next day same thing, and then, you know, after a week you have 2 inches of solid ice, you know. So you got to really, really be careful. It's no joke. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Rez. Yeah, I'm gonna play that video. Um, let me see if I can open that up. Here we go. We had some viewers here make some cool videos and audio with AI, like a NYPrepper theme song. Just want to let you guys know that I have someone volunteering to build like an app for me. And so basically, you're going to be able to get emergency alerts on your phone through this app. And so anytime something serious is going on and I go live, you can get an emergency alert, an alert on your phone that, you know, I'm going live. So that's, I don't know how long it's going to take him to do that, but that's going to be initially for Android, and then I'm going to see if I can get it done for Apple as well. So let me just share this cool video someone made with AI. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
Emergency alert. Global tensions have reached a critical point. From Ukraine to the Middle East, chaos reigns. Russia advances. Ukraine fights for survival. In the Middle East, airstrikes claim innocent lives, fueling endless violence. In these uncertain times, knowledge is power. NYPrepper is your frontline intelligence source. Witness events unfold with exclusive live cam feeds. Intercept crucial communications through military radio transmissions. Monitor nuclear readiness levels. Stay ahead of potential threats. Don't be caught off guard. Visit NYPrepper.com now. Stay informed. Stay prepared. Stay alive.
That was pretty cool. So big thanks to Rez. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. That's very nice of you. Really appreciate it. Super cool. Ethan Lawrence, thank you for the gifted memberships. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And then, yeah, there's also a song somebody made. Thank you guys for the gifted memberships. Let me see, did I miss anybody here? Stacy Michaels, Brandon Reed. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I've been lifting heavy for many years. It used to be a big part of my life was competing in powerlifting. I still lift strong, heavy. I try to maintain my strength and everything, but I'm not competing. I used to compete in powerlifting and strongman. So that was in my early 20s, late teens. That was like a big thing for me. And I still like to lift heavy. Yeah, let me play the song. Somebody created this song with AI. Let me play it for you.
Under the city lights, the world feels tight. NYPrepper's got the plan for the fight. Stacking supplies, building the dream, ready for the chaos, fueled by the scene. When the sirens call and the world goes dark, he's got the will to leave his mark. Deep in the shadows, the future's mapped. NYPrepper's ready, he's never trapped. NYPrepper, rise above the night. Gear and grit, he's ready to ignite. When the world shakes, he's standing tall. NYPrepper's got it all, got it all. Stock it up, lock it down, feel the beat underground. NYPrepper in the sound, watch him turn it all around. Concrete grit, survival's his name, turning the chaos into a game. Maps and radios, he's locked and loaded. Vision so sharp, never outmoded. When the fires rise and the skies grow red, NYPrepper keeps cool, one step ahead. A born survivor, the legend unfolds. With every beat drop, his story is told. NYPrepper, rise above the night. Gear and grit, he's ready to ignite. When the world shakes, he's standing tall. NYPrepper's got it all, got it all. Got it all. Echoes in the subway, whispers in the night. He's the one you follow when you're searching for the light. Tactical precision, his moves are elite. NYPrepper's heart beats with the city's heat. Through the storm, through the fall, NYPrepper's got it all, got it all. When the world shakes, he's standing tall. NYPrepper's got it all, got it all. NYPrepper, rise above the night. Gear and grit, he's ready to ignite. When the world shakes, he's standing tall. NYPrepper's got it all, got it all.
So that was pretty cool. Thank you guys for doing that for me. I really appreciate it. It's really thoughtful that you take the time to help me like that. Thank you so much. You guys are all very kind. Stacy Michaels, thank you for the gifted memberships. I really appreciate your generosity. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a good Thursday night. Thank you very, very much. And Ethan Lawrence, thank you for the gifted memberships. Wow, 50 gifted memberships. That's incredible. Wow, thank you so much. Jacob K, thank you for those gifted memberships. 50 of them. Wow. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Stacy Michaels, Ethan Lawrence, Jacob K, thank you guys so much. David Fariello, thank you. Really appreciate that. And John Daught, thank you for becoming a member, for joining the channel. Thank you guys. Really appreciate that. Arsonist in LA was caught homeless, huh? So we have some arson now. A lot of weird things. I mean, just so much weird stuff going on. First, we had that Cybertruck bomber outside of Trump Hotel. And then now we have this fire suddenly, you know, just a few days before Trump gets inaugurated, with the fire insurance policies being canceled a few months ago. I mean, it's just totally weird. Mary Calloway, thank you for all the support. And Kay, thank you for the donation. Yeah, I think it was really awesome. Kay, thank you so much, Kay. Happy Thursday. It's already Friday now, actually. It's already Friday. What's next? Sorry that you're unemployed. Guys, if you could keep what's next in your prayers. Looks like he's having a hard time finding a job. I think we all know how that feels. I mean, at least I know how it feels when you need to find a job and it's difficult. I've been there. I'm definitely gonna keep you in my prayers. Yeah, the app is only for Android because he doesn't know how to do iOS. But I think he said that it could easily be developed for iOS. It's just he personally doesn't know how to do it. So he's gonna do it just like you say, Joshua. He's gonna keep it. He's gonna have it set up so this way he can use. In the future, somebody could make it for Apple as well. That's going to be super cool. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Thank you, John Daught. I appreciate that. You've been following me for a while, and I'm glad I can support you in a small way. Thank you for all your time involved in this. No problem, John. Thanks for telling me that. You know, comments like that keep me motivated to do what I'm doing. To hear people say things like that is truly an inspiration for me to keep going. You know, the feedback, you know, people are happy with what I'm doing, so I'll continue doing it. As long as people want to hear what I have to say, I'll keep doing it. Yeah, very cool song, Diane. I agree, very cool song. Main Radio Nerd, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, the app is going to be so cool. I just can't wait. Hans, thank you, Main Radio Nerd. I appreciate the donation. Yeah, the economy is still bad at the moment. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating when you look for jobs and you can't find them. It can become frustrating. If he makes it in React Native, he can create on Codebase and it exports it to Apple, and Android keeps it consistent. I'm going to tell him that. He probably knows, but I'm going to tell him that. See what he says. But I think he's going to do it that way based on what you're telling me. I think he's going to do it that way. Thank you, Curious Life. I'm glad that the information is useful for you. Yeah, eggs keep you healthy. That's right. They do. I usually eat at least one whole egg a day. One whole egg a day. Can I have your autograph on a blank check? That's funny. That's hilarious. I think if I last a month on a live chat like this, you are around for the long term. Amy King says 4 to 8 inches of snow in her area. Yeah, eggs are really good for you. I try to eat a lot of eggs. Obama and Trump were having a chat. I didn't hear about that. What was that about? That's interesting. So I got the radio on for the nuclear forces. We'll monitor the nuclear forces. See if any Skymaster messages come in again. I'm going to turn the fire, if that's okay with you guys, I'll turn the fire scanners back on. What do you think about that? So we can hear the firemen. Well, what I'll do is I'll lower the volume so it doesn't interfere with EAMs. What do you guys think? Scanners plus military. Okay. I can do that. Yes, please. I've been sleeping well with the fire scanners. Okay, sounds good. Let me turn it on. Yeah. Yeah, DEFCON 2 is as serious as it gets, definitely. Thank you, Lily Highlander. I appreciate it. Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can turn it on.
Safety Zulu, tap the 9 line when you're ready to copy.
Mid-Al from Will Rogers on command. Mid-Al from Will Rogers. Gophers. On command.
Yeah, are you up in South Topanga? We could just do this on TAC 40. Safety Zulu, tap the 9 line when you're ready to copy.
Mid-Al from Will Rogers. Gophers. On command.
Communications from
Yeah, are
Will
you up in
Rogers on command?
South Topanga? We could just do this on TAC 40. Go for communications.
Yeah, Will Rogers. I was trying to get ML to do a radio check. If I can get a radio check from the Med-Al on command.
Yeah, I did hear about the Fort Worth situation. I don't know what to make of it, though. I did hear about Fort Worth. My guess is it's probably a sleeper cell, but I could be wrong. Probably a sleeper cell in Fort Worth. That's what I'm guessing. Thanks to all the mods for showing up. Amy King, MC. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I'm going to turn the fire scanners down so the volume's a little quieter so that they don't drown out the EAMs. I don't know about a ducking effect, but I can lower the volume of the scanners so they're quieter than the EAMs. It's possible Ross went to sleep. He had a long day the last 2 days, so it's possible he went to sleep.
Yeah, comms from Will Rogers. I read you loud and clear. I never got a hold of Med-Al. I had some problems this afternoon as well, so I wanted to do an evening radio
He's
check.
slacking. That's funny.
I just assumed he called me on my cell. That's Med-Al.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna get something to eat. Take a little bit of a break. I'll be right back.
That's only available by landline at this time. It's not on site.
Operation delay.
Palisades Communications from Will Rogers. Copy that. I'll just get him in the AM.
Operation.
He called me earlier. I just assumed he called me on my cell. That's Med-Al Johnson, correct?
1435 Daverick. D-A-V-E-R-I-C. Daverick.
Palisades Communications from Will Rogers. Copy that. I'll just get him in the AM. So I'll go ahead and run it from this side for the PM. Thank you.
Division Juliet, Night Branch, command. Drive. I'm putting.
Did you get a location for that minor line emergency?
Night Branch, talking to Quebec, Garage 21.
Stand by one.
Call.
Operations on command.
Okay, that's a good copy. Thank you.
Operations go for safety. Did you get a location for that minor line emergency so we can get EMS started to a location?
Operations, Zulu on command.
Good.
Yeah, 9-line is nature of injury is back pain as a result of
Stand by one.
slide down a hill. Location of the patient is up on the line. I'm going to get him out. I'm going to transport the patient down to South Topanga and Trinata. Patient is off Prado 2. I have CDCR en route to meet us up there. Yeah, 9-line is back-year-old male as a result of a slide down a hill. Location of the patient is up on the line. I'm going to get him out. I'm going to transport the patient down to
spelling on the
South
cross street
Topanga
from
and
Topanga.
Trinata. N-T-R-A-D-A. Patient is off Prado 2. I have CDCR en route to meet us up there. Sounds like we have a second one also locked up back. I'll be transporting two with one of the crew captains with me.
Copy, I'll get EMS started. Communication. Snelling on the cross street from Topanga.
Internada in your ATA.
Copy the cross street for
I'll be down there.
Can you get ambulance dispatch to Topanga and Internada? Meet up with Division Zulu.
Sounds like we have a second one also locked up back, so I'll be transported to
location with Internada. Contact Division.
Get EMS started.
Okay.
The cross street for RA needed. Can you get ambulance dispatched to Topanga and Internada?
Outside communications, Palisades are getting reports of a fire 1371 1371 Marinette Road, MARINETT.
From communications.
Over 379.
Go for Will Rogers.
Will Rogers staging. Communications.
Telecoms, did you hear some traffic for Will Rogers?
Rogers staging some communications.
Yeah, comms from Will Rogers.
Will Rogers.
I heard someone trying to get a hold of me about 30 seconds ago. Did you hear any traffic?
Will Rogers staging. We need to start.
Telecoms, did you hear some traffic for Will Rogers?
Entrenada and Topanga Canyon. Will Rogers staging some communications.
Topanga and what was across? Yeah, comms from Will Rogers. I heard someone trying to get a hold of me about 30 seconds ago. Did you hear any traffic?
TRANADA. Will Rogers staging. We need to start an ambulance to the intersection Entrenada and Topanga Canyon.
Entrada, half mile north of 69th. Topanga and what was across? Copy that. Entrada and Topanga, half mile north of 69, County 69. And what is the nature of the injury, and what is and channel? Entrada, half mile north of 69th. East Topanga, half mile north of 69, County 69. And what is the nature of the injury and channel?
Division, Yankee Division, Mike. Command. Communications, TAC 10 will be Division or TAC CDS, TAC 40.
Copy that. TAC 40, what division reporting to?
nature of the injury is back pain. Stand by for attack channel.
Mike Trini, Mike, command. Mike, command. Communications, TAC channel be division or TAC, CDS, TAC 40.
Copy that. TAC 40, what division reporting to?
Rogers, from communications. You're reporting to Division Zulu.
Mike, command.
Copy that. Division Zulu for a male firefighter with a back injury. You're getting rescue 4-3. Rescue 4-3.
Operations from communications, you copy rescue 43 en route. Rogers,
From rescue 43.
you're reporting to Division Zulu.
Copy that. Division Zulu for a male firefighter with a back injury. You're getting rescue 4-3. Rescue 4-3.
Yeah, I'll touch base with you here in a minute or I'll have safety get a hold of you.
From communications, you copy rescue 43 en route.
Rescue 43.
Communications, copy. Operations from communications. Could you landline when available, complete the 9 line?
Base with you here in a minute or I'll have safety get a hold of you.
Safety from communications.
Palisades Communications, please show rescue 4-3 en route.
Rescue 43 en route, 2204. Safety from communications.
Palisades Communications, please show rescue 4-3 en route.
Rescue 43 en route, 2204. Safety from communications.
Palisade Communications, LA.
Palisades Communications, go ahead.
Palisade Communications, we're getting reports of flames near a home. 1501, 1501. Chastain Place, Parkway, Chastain Parkway, Chastain, near the
Palisade Communications, LA.
Copy one side of 01 Chastain Parkway West. Break. Operations.
Reports of flames near a home.
Operation copy.
1501, 1501. Chastain Place, Chastain Parkway, Chastain, near the
We copy 1501 Chastain. Okay, go ahead. Parkway West. Break. Operations. For communication.
copy.
Operations, we have another report separate from Chastain Parkway.
Type 5-1 on the V command. Okay, go ahead.
Eaton Air Attack, night ops on air to ground.
Branch 1, operations.
See if you actually were willing to utilize anything as far as aero resources, as far as up here towards the Mount Wilson area.
Operations, Branch 1.
Hey, you copied that address on Chastain Parkway? 1501.
Rico, can you reach out to Night Branch trainee?
Wilco, Night Branch trainee.
Yeah, Branch 1 copies. I'm plugging in right now.
Operations. Closer on Mike, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's going to be in Branch 5.
Copy. Division Mike, or Branch 5. Hey, you copied that address on Chastain Parkway? 1501. Operations, Division Mike, Jeff traffic. Yeah, I got a
Branch 1
structure
copy
40 check,
right now.
1501 Chastain Parkway. Sure.
Yeah, that's going to be in Branch 5.
Mike trainee copies. Division Mike, or Branch 5. Communications operation, on command.
Go for communications.
Yeah, what's the second address you have? Jeff traffic. This structure 40 check, 1501 Chastain Parkway.
Second address, 1061 Palisade Place.
Communications operation, on command. Copy 1061 Palisade.
Communications.
Address you have.
Address 1061 Palisade Place.
Division Juliet. Operations.
Operations, go ahead.
61 Palisade. Address check 1061 Palisade. Division Juliet. Operations
from LA County Battalion 5.
Battalion 5,
Operations, go ahead.
Yes, sir. You were
address check, 1061 Palisar.
Units for the Kenneth fire, and we're just trying to track a resource, engine 554. Looks like they might have returned back to your incident. Can we confirm that?
Do you have an agency identifier for 554?
Operations from LA County, Battalion 5.
LA County, engine 554.
5, go ahead.
Yes, sir. You were gracious to give me some immediate need units for the Kenneth fire, and we're just trying to track a resource, engine 554. Looks like they might have returned back to your incident. Can we confirm that?
Do you have an agency identifier for 554?
Affirmative. Apologies. It's LA County, engine 554.
I copy. You got an agent in the place of the call for service that just came down for Juliet, correct? From Mike, command, go ahead.
Operations, Division Juliet.
Operations, go ahead.
I couldn't tell if you copied, but I copied that address.
You got an agent in the place of the
1061 call, sir.
call for service that just came down for Juliet, correct?
Division Juliet.
Battalion 5 operations. Good.
Operations go.
I couldn't tell if you copied, but I copied that address. Someone headed that way.
Hey, you mind placing a call to me? 1061 Pulsar.
Go with the number.
559-281-4304.
Operations go for Battalion 5.
Mind placing a call to me?
Go with the number.
559-281-4304. Alpha, Division Mike Command. For 1107. I can't copy on TAC. I'm up on the Highlands. Repeat your traffic.
Yeah, there was a call for service at 1061 Palace in Juliet's division. I had an engine there. They just checked it out and were unable to locate it.
Copy. Thank you. Break Juliet, Mike. Copy.
Yeah, I affirm. I copied.
For 1107. Copy. Back on the Highlands. Repeat your traffic.
Yeah, there was a call for service at 1061 Palace there in Juliet's division. I had an engine there. They just checked it out and were unable to locate any problem at that address. That address on Palace there.
Thank you. Break Juliet, Mike. Did you copy?
My copy.
1107 Alpha Mike. Can you repeat? Command.
Yeah, are we able to find out what was reported at that address on Palace there so they can investigate a little further?
Copy. Juliet, Mike, do you have any...
Mike from 1107 on command. Are we able to find out what was reported at that address on Palace there?
That's negative. All I got was to check an address.
I copy. 1107 Alpha Mike. 1107 Alpha Mike. Can you even get him or can if not, check for your satisfaction.
Yeah, are we able to find out what was reported at that address on Palace there so they can investigate a little further?
Operations copies the Palisade. Juliet, Mike, do you have any details on the nature of the call?
That's negative. All I got was to check an address.
1107 Alpha Mike. No details. Can you even get him? I can. If not, just check your satisfaction.
Yeah, copy. Property looks clear.
Just copies the Palisade.
Division, Mike, Palisades Communications. Palisades are up. Communications. Palisades Communication Branch 5. Your traffic for Division, Mike. Branch 5, traffic for Division, Mike. Report from Palisades Place with hotspot only. Your transmission was scratchy, if you could repeat. Communication Branch 5. Your traffic for Division, Mike. Well, 1107. Branch 5. That traffic for Division, Mike. Report Palisades Place with hotspot only. Transmission was scratchy, if you could repeat. Communications Division, Foxtrot.
1107 leader copies that traffic. Hotspots only.
Communications Division, Foxtrot.
operations, LA.
LA operations.
Operations, we're getting a medical report at Woodbury and El Molino. Patient has shortness of breath, but they're unable to get out due to a road closure.
Power company. I believe it's going to be copy.
I copy. So Woodbury and Almalino, shortness of breath.
All right, both are going to communicate.
Offset.
Power lines and poles blocking one way in, one way out streets. First one's communication. Go ahead. You're scratching. Syria, B-E-R-E. I believe it's going to be LADWP. Let me know when you're ready to copy. And the second's going to be blocking Groucher, Goucher Street. All right, both are good. Power lines and poles blocking one way in, one way out street. Chautauqua, crossing Syria, RCA. Could you Groucher, G-O-U-C-H-E-R Street. Goucher, G-O-U-C-H-E-R. It's going to be across of McKendree. Could you repeat that last intersection?
Operations, LA.
Division Juliet, Night Branch. Operations, Palisades Communications.
LA, operations.
Operations. We're getting reports of a water main break at Craig and Midwick. Craig and Midwick.
Yeah, we've already reported that. Is there a way we can get Public Works out to try to turn that off, or whatever water company that would be?
Branch 5 copies.
Operations copy. We'll double check the data.
Thank you.
Good.
LA, Night, Yankee Zulu.
Report of a structure fire.
Yankee
10-0-1 Drive. 1041 Rivoli Drive.
Yankee 2 will double check with the call taker. Stand by.
5 copies.
Yankee Zulu, LA, they're going to be on scene with CHP. The road closure.
At scene at the Woodbury El Molino roadblock.
Operations.
Yankee Zulu, that's from Craig, Midwick. Oh, correction, Woodbury El Molino. Woodbury El Molino.
Copy all.
Operations, we're receiving a report of a tree on fire east of 570 Toyopa.
Branch 5 copies.
Operations, hostage. Operations, we're receiving a report of a tree on fire east of 570
Communications. Branch 5, can you repeat the address for the tree on fire?
Branch 5, 570
Branch 5 copies. Branch 5 copies, thank you.
Communications copies.
Hey, Charlie, looks like we got fire out.
Branch 1, Charlie training on.
Copy. What do you need? Branch 1.
Yeah, just information. I've got a unit en route to 1401 Rivoli Drive. Responding to that report.
Yeah, I copied that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Charlie, we get a 1-5 back here. Looks like it's going to be underground in the basement here. Vacant lot back here.
Branch 1 operations.
Branch 1. Copy. Is Wilshire better access?
You up in Division Alpha?
Yeah, it's not going to work. We're literally dead center.
Affirmative, Sullivan Fire Road, just adjacent to the fire's edge.
Copy.
Copy, I'll make my way up there.
Yeah, I copied that. Thank you, sir.
Training 5 Foxtrot. Communications from safety with follow-up on 2 minors. Ready. Division Alpha. Affirmative, Sullivan Fire Road, just adjacent to the fire's edge. 1 male, 45, complaining back pain. I'll make my way up there. 30, complaining back pain, post-fall. Both being transported via CDC to the MERT, ETA of 60 minutes. Communications from safety with follow-up on 2 minors when ready. Safety, we copy that. Communications. The landline, the comm center. Communications from safety. 2 minor injuries.
One male, 45, complaining of back pain. One male, 30, complaining of back pain post-fall. Both being transported via CDC to the MERT, ETA of 60 minutes.
Copy that. Landline when able.
Safety copy.
Safety, we copy that. Are you able to landline the comm center?
5 Foxtrot. Command.
Go ahead. Safety, negative at this time. Give us about 15 minutes. We can make it out to an area where we have reception.
Perfect. Juliet, did you copy that? Landline when able.
Safety copy.
Branch 5 Foxtrot. Command.
That's sir.
That Toyota's mine. We got
Division Alpha. On command.
Perfect. Juliet, did you copy?
Division Alpha. Yes, sir. Getting calls from SoCal Gas asking, I guess somebody asked them to move their equipment. Do you know if their equipment at the top of Sullivan and Dirt Mulholland are compromised by fire?
Just tied in with them. They're not compromised by fire now. There's a group of the SoCal Gas sitting
From
there.
Contingency East on command.
I kind of gave them the plan for everything, and as of now,
Division
they're
Alpha.
keeping an eye on their stuff, but everything's good.
Yes, sir. Getting calls from SoCal Gas asking, I guess somebody asked them to move their equipment. Do you know if their equipment at the top towards the east, Sullivan and Dirt Mulholland are compromised by fire?
I told those guys. Tied in with them. They're not compromised by fire now. There's a group of the SoCal Gas sitting there.
Okay, yeah, copy that. I'll handle that in the morning.
I kind of gave them the plan for everything, and as of now, those guys are still keeping an eye on their stuff, but everything's good.
Okay, yeah, their supervisor's calling me direct, so I'll let them know that everything's good for now, and then tomorrow, if we need to, we'll get them out of there, get them towards the east. Okay, good copy. I'll
when you talk to them,
confirming to the
I told those guys the same thing. I'd start making a plan to move it. They got a lot of equipment up there, and I'd start making a plan to move it.
As we discussed, that stuff's going to be
Okay,
right
yeah, copy that. I'll handle that in the morning for sure.
We're 500 feet from reaching the bottom of the canyon for
Division Alpha.
Okay, copy that.
Tennessee Branch 1 on command.
Branch 1, go ahead.
Have them start moving the stuff tonight.
Okay, good copy. I'll get them moving it tonight. And confirming to the east is good for you guys.
Affirmative. As we discussed, that stuff's going to be right on the edge of the bites, and we're 500 feet from reaching the bottom of the canyon for a reversal.
Okay, copy that. air attack for night range.
Division Alpha trainee, Division Alpha on command.
Alpha training.
Any loss?
LA, air attack 5-1. B3 command. Negative, I was working my way up Kenner. Just to see if they were still up there, but I haven't seen or heard from them.
Copy, I got a text, and they're at 264. Division Alpha trainee, Division Alpha on command.
Top of what road?
Resenda, R-E-S-E-D-A.
Way up Kenner.
Okay, check 5-1, drop in.
See if they were still up there, but I haven't seen or heard from them.
I got a text, and they're at 264s at the top of Resenda.
Prep 11, you got engine 210 on scene. 10, you got fire attack. Truck 11, can you repeat for 210? 10, take fire attack. Roger, fire attack. Engine 210, it looks like we have smoke from the second floor. Roger that, smoke from second floor.
LA dispatch, air attack 5-1 has positive comm with the answers. We'll continue with them on national. Dispatch, air attack 5-1 on national.
Okay, check 5-1, copy.
Division Yankee Zulu trainee on command. Go for Yankee. Leave the traffic for IC, repeat. Zulu trainee. Yankee Zulu trainee. On command. On command. Do copy.
Truck 11, battalion 11 is on scene. Is your truck going to the roof?
Yankee Zulu trainee.
Yeah, truck's going to the roof. We got engine 210 on fire attack. We may have comms issues. Companies need to go direct.
Go for Yankee.
Yeah, copy that.
Yeah, I have a 9237 Golf up there, and I have a 4050 Harley's up there with a pump platform set up. And we did some good work in your division. I'll tie in with you in the morning, face to face, and let you know what we did.
Truck 11, I copy. Battalion,
Copy that. We've tied in with them. We just left them a few minutes ago. They've done great work for us today. Thank you for the assistance.
Negative, I didn't copy engine 210.
Copy. No problem. 9237 Golf up there, and I have a 4050 Harleys up there with a pump platform set up, and we did some good work in your division. I'll tie in with you in the morning and face to face, let you know what we did. Copy that. We've tied in with them. We just left them a few minutes ago. They've done great work for us today. Thank you for the assistance. No problem.
They are not to engage in any firefighting and be available.
Copy, we're aware. Did you copy that it's a fire out, engine 210, truck 11?
Division Alpha, Truck 11, 911, I did not copy that. Fire out. Is it in Unit 109? And what are their needs?
Fire out, 109, truck and engine will handle. Everybody else can go available.
Copy, Truck 11, I did not hear that message. I'll leave it with you and give the chat back to Metro.
Copy, switch to 1.
Alpha. Can you repeat that name? I'm not able to find it right now.
Affirmative, it is Resenda, R-E-S-E-D-A.
The trainee, Alpha.
Repeat that name? I'm not able to find it right now.
It is Resenda, R-E-S-E-D-A.
Operations, we're getting another report from 1041 Lomoli of flare-up within the rubber pile.
Good.
Operations, we're getting another report.
Operations. Did you copy that address?
1041 Lomoli of flare-up within the rubber
Negative,
pile.
go again. 1041 Romoli. Got it, thank you.
Fox Operations. Did you copy that address? Yes. 41 Romoli.
Go ahead, Branch 5.
Got an address for you. It's fairly close to your Toyota.
Go for it.
1041
Branch 5.
Oli Drive.
Yeah, I was trying to find that one.
Got an address for you. Fairly close to your Toyota.
4041 Ravoli Drive.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that one.
Branch 1, Charlie Trini. On command.
Charlie training, stand by.
Yeah, last traffic for Branch 1, go
Branch
ahead.
1, Charlie Trini. On command.
Yeah,
just information, we got a report at 1041 Rivoli of it's a burned out structure, it's just smoldering. We had a unit sound like they were sending it to Branch 5.
Yeah, I copy, and he was relaying it to Foxtrot, and I copy the traffic. Thank you.
Yeah, Foxtrot copy. Sounds like Juliet had a...
Branch 1, go ahead on command.
Just information, we got a report at 1041 Rivoli of it's a burned out structure, it's just smoldering. We had a unit on it all day, we got another unit on it now. Sound like they were sending it to Branch 5.
Copy, and he was relaying it to Foxtrot, and I copy the traffic. Thank you.
Yeah, Foxtrot copy. Sounds like Juliet had a resource already on it. Division Zulu, Night Branch, command.
Night Branch, Zulu.
Hey Clint, 2361 Catherine Road. Fire near the garage.
2361 Catherine.
Yeah, affirmative with a C. 1 Catherine Road.
Division Zulu, Branch 10 on command. Zulu. Are you still out here in Yankee, or did you go back into your division?
I'm back in, up on top.
I copy. Alpha is making his way out. Maybe you'll see him in a little bit. He was working towards where all the dozers are posted up. Division Zulu, Branch 10 on command.
The backside?
Yeah, firm.
Copy.
You still out here in Yankee, or did you go back into your division?
Right up where you left me, I'm back up there now. Up on top.
I copy. The Alpha is making his way out. Maybe you'll see him in a little bit. He was working towards where all the dozers are posted up.
Up from the backside?
Yeah, firm.
I'm basically right up where you left me, I'm back up there now.
Division Yankee, Branch 10 on command. Yankee. Yeah, can you come up on the radio on air-to-ground command for Helco? Yeah, copy. Division Yankee, Branch 10 on command.
Go 4242.
Branch 10 Yankee on command. Yeah, can you come up on the radio on air-to-ground command for Helco? Yeah, copy.
25, just go ahead and assist with the invest. I copy.
LA, Palisades Elko, on command.
Trip 2,
Go ahead.
handle. Truck 2 can handle, we'll cut 25s loose. And
Elko, go ahead, brother.
with that.
Yeah, roger. LA, Palisades Elko, Chopper 1 November Charlie is departing the Palisades incident, returning to Camarillo Helibase. Palisades Elko, on command.
Elko, copy. Safe flight back to Camarillo.
Elko 1 November Charlie.
Go ahead, brother.
Palisades Elko, Chopper 1 November Charlie is departing the Palisades incident, returning to Camarillo Helibase.
Safe flight back to Camarillo.
Elko 1 November Charlie.
clear Wills en route Los Encinos.
I copy, showing you en route Los Encinos.
Night branch. Night Juliet.
Yeah, Night Juliet. Go ahead.
Hey, Night branch, just wanted to report a blown transformer. Apparently, utility companies turned the power back on. I got 30 Charlie on scene on 20 by 20 requesting utility companies to go back and turn that off.
Okay, stand by. Okay, Night Juliet, can you give me address, please?
Hey, affirmative. It's gonna be 775 Skyline Drive.
Okay, that's a good copy. 775 Skyline Drive. I'll pass it on.
Copy, thanks.
Night Juliet branch.
Branch, go ahead.
Okay, we're getting a hold of the service representative for Edison and...
From Southfield 15 on command. Palisades up from Southfield 15 on command. Up from Southfield 15 on. Palisades operations from Southfield 15 on command. Palisades up from Southfield 15 on command.
Palisades operations from Copter 1-5 on command. Palisades operations from Copter 1-5 on command. Palisades operations from Copter 1-5 on command. Division Yankee, Copter 1-5 on command.
Division Juliet 30 Charlie on command.
Alright, 30 Charlie, Division Juliet. Interior company been notified. And shut that section off for you guys.
Copy. They've arrived and the fire's in.
Okay, copy.
What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? I'm gonna actually restart the stream. I'm gonna restart the stream, and this will go as a separate like update, I guess, because I didn't post a video. So this will be sort of like my video update, and then I'm gonna restart for the 24/7 stream.
Generator check, making sure you hear us on V1, trying to get a hold of ops for a request.
Yeah, stay safe, LA Prepper.
If possible, I would elevate to the request Copter 1-5 to work with the Division Yankees to break for some work. just generate your check, make sure you hear us on B1, trying to get a hold of Pop for a request.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna just restart the stream quickly. Stand by for the new stream.